something weird happened with YouTube Studio earlier, so let me know if we don't go live. But it's saying excellent connection and it's saying we're live, so
Hmm.
Sounds made up.
just let me know if you guys have see any issues with the stream.
Oh, there we are.
It says things sometimes. So, it's a fine-looking Bodacious in real time.
Yes.
I see better.
This time it's real.
Well, it's better when it's closer.
Hmm.
Closelier.
Look closelier.
Can we get closelier? We can get
Thanks
even
for
closer.
everyone who is joining us. Jump ahead roughly about, I don't know, 13 minutes now, give or take, to catch the first impressions and review of the Spyderco Bodacious.
Let's be honest, it's going to be like 17 to 20 minutes.
Look,
You know.
when you're scrolling ahead, there's a little pop-up window that shows a little snapshot of what's happening. If you see the Bodacious, you're probably good to go.
It's just on the Bodacious right now.
Yeah.
Skewing everything in the wrong direction.
I'll have a proper backdrop for knives here one day, but today is not that day.
Anyone? Fun and fancy? New and fancy? Show and tells?
Oh, I got old and not fancy in the slightest.
I got new to me, but still not terribly fancy.
Wow, you guys really know how to wind up the show.
I know.
Stay tuned for Dennis's fancy
carry. Back soon.
I was gonna say not new, but mine's fancy at least. So yeah.
There you go.
If you want.
Yeah, sure.
I've been making a big run as of late of carrying some unique ethnic series, as it were. So yeah. Over the weekend, today even, in the pocket, I was carrying the Canadian-designed, Chinese-made Riot Pena X Rhino.
Yes, you were.
There you go.
Shout out, Jared. Shout out. Shout it.
Shout it all out.
Edge is looking pretty healthy on that thing. Yeah.
It's okay.
Did you convex that edge?
No. Okay. I had to look because.
Yeah, I try.
Sometimes I do those things. Maybe on the tip.
Yeah, I think it's just the reflection that's lying to me in the photo. But
well, no, I think maybe just on the tip a little bit. I did on that one side that you're looking at there.
Mm-hmm.
Most high. Yeah. So.
Is that a Buddha statue with a knight's helmet?
It is, actually. That's exactly what it is. I was golfing at Johnny's place because we've had abnormally beautiful weather going late into the season here. So,
got to make use of it.
I'm sure there's nothing to worry about there. It's all good.
And was the links of Buddha Glen was the old golf course, but new location. Things have to change. It's now the court of Buddha Glen.
Ah.
And there is a king's court and a knight's court, and so thus the knight's helmet. And as soon as I put it on the Buddha, he's like, well, I'm pretty sure that's where it needs to go every time we're golfing now. So.
Very nice.
Absolutely. Quick shout out to Ben, Infinite, Jacob, and John in chat. What up, y'all?
Yo. YS30V? We'll get there.
Yeah.
But why? But why, sir? We all
fair question. Is it they got a discount?
So old and not fancy, or old and kind of fancy next?
No, new to him. It's new to him, so we'll save him for last because it's new to him. So what do you got?
Yeah,
Joe. You're not new or fancy. So what is your knife?
It's an Endura. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, not new, not fancy. It's my day off.
Did you say kind of fancy to begin the?
No.
Okay. I thought I heard maybe a kind of fancy.
I am under no delusions about what this Endura is, and it is not fancy.
I mean, by this standard, my knife is fancy, but I have fancier things.
Yeah.
This isn't a fancy knife, and that shouldn't be your standard.
Well, you'll see.
Says the man rocking a Riot.
Look, I had the option, and I did indeed actually carry my. Well, no, I carried my Cali a lot this week, but days off,
I'm surprised
especially.
it was this and not the police.
Yeah, the police. I mean, it's not that dissimilar in weight, because really, the very similar
You
size.
just
But
this week you just can't hear the sound.
yeah,
It's the sound of the police.
Yeah, no,
Whoop, whoop.
womp
not.
womp womp. There you go.
There you go.
I don't know what
Yeah,
district you're in, but
I, you know, and you
some
know why.
interesting sirens.
So
Blah.
I'm debating on making this guy kind of fancy. Kind of fancy. There's aftermarket scale options that I've been humming and hawing over.
I see.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah, yeah.
What kind of fancy were you thinking? G10 or like titanium?
Well, if I haven't seen any G10 scales that are sufficiently fancy enough, like I would want them to be like, oh wow, this is not the camera to use for that. Anyway,
Well,
I
we
want
got
them to
8 minutes
be
to kill, and then Paul can even go after that. So why don't you just look up some suing ab stuff if you want some G10 scales?
some what stuff?
Suing AB, like SUING. Suing ab.
Okay, okay.
If you want some G10 and some micarta options,
For an Endura?
maybe.
Oh.
Mostly.
Oh.
How about one with like some Star Wars crap inlaid into it?
Star Wars?
I like-
2-layer G10s, you know.
It's nifty.
I immediately liked those Japanese waves
on
that Endura.
I like
Mandela.
the way they break up their website. This navigation menu is fantastic. Sweet.
That's better than it was the last time I saw it. Last time it was very Shopify-ish.
Endura 4 lightweight. Let's take a look and see what they got.
7 minutes, Paul.
I got it.
I got your countdown right here, baby.
Okay, these all look really hot. I'm gonna have to take some time and look through them.
You said G10, and I'm like, you just haven't talked to the right people, man. It's
Yeah.
and by that I mean me. Like I'm the right people.
Hello, right purple.
Whoa. How about left
Right,
purple?
Well, okay. Hello, left purple.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
no,
better.
Paul! It looks like your Skaha scales.
How dare you?
Oh, I'm sorry. These okay.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not quite as roundy,
It's-
but it's getting there.
Well, it's
Oh,
shredded carbon fiber too, not.
that's kind of cool.
Oh, look at
It
you
is pretty
being
nice.
semantic.
Well,
Yeah, I'm here for it. I do like the 3D contouring in it though. That'd be nice.
So these
Is
are.
your Endura ZDP at least?
Oh no. This is VG10.
Or you're fancying up that Endura?
Yeah, I love the VG10. I've had this knife 12 years.
All right, I got a sheep's foot grip that says that that's okay. So I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
All right,
Yeah,
Paul.
I got a Delica that says the same thing.
Yeah, 6 minutes, Paul.
Yeah, I got it.
How are you
Got
feeling?
Got it.
Feeling all right. And I mean, you made it sound like I got this new knife. It's new to me in the sense that I bought it from you,
Yeah,
Well, you know.
and it's a super freak.
it is.
It's super freaky.
Have you not show and telled the new to you?
I don't know if I have. I might have.
No. Hey, that's a good looking picture.
Yeah.
Some contours of the valleys that we were hunting yesterday. Yeah.
You know the cool thing about that photo is that's like at the top of the hill or just a little bit down on the hill at the spot where you found your deer and we had to go down and go and pick it up.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I know exactly even the set of trees and the shrubs there that's sitting there. Yeah,
exactly.
Sure. That's a pretty shot. Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
Turned out all right. I was pretty happy with it.
So, yeah.
And yeah, the Super Freak is fantastic. And what did you say that you thought this thing was? 10 and 10?
On either side?
Yeah.
Maybe not quite. Like
Okay.
10 to 12. Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be.
She's
It's thin. It's thinned out.
It's got a lot of
A lot of material removed on the sides of that shouldering. Hey, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's not quite a zero grind because it does Appleseed, but
But it's aggressive.
Oh yeah, it's almost a zero grind. It's not far off.
There is something really gratifying about doing that to a thicker knife. Like when I reground the edge on my Adamas to like I think it was a 16 or 17 degree angle. The bevels were like that tall. Like shit.
You know what's even nicer than that?
Yeah.
Is when somebody else does the work for you.
Oh, 100%. And then they sell it to you. It's great.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's okay. I did it to the Mini too.
Nice.
So, because the main reason I sold it to Paul is so I could buy myself a Mini, and I don't know if you can see the edge. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's
Hell
no
yeah.
joke
And
on
for
that,
any
yeah.
of you curious out there,
There you go, Paul.
how stable is an edge that thin on Benchmade's M4?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Do it, son. Yeah.
Didn't
I
you
mean,
say that
10's
you?
pushing it, but the stock thickness is helping your cause on that thing, and it, like you said, little Appleseedy, little convexy going on.
But you baton with this at this angle, no?
Yes.
Yeah. So
So do it.
Yeah.
don't do it. But yeah, it.
I mean,
turned
my
out pretty okay.
Contigo's been thinned out. Yeah, my new Mini Super Freak's been thinned out. My bailout definitely been thinned out as well. So yeah, I'm not scared. M4 should be scared.
I don't know if M4 is scared. I think M4 is ready
I
for
think
it.
M4 is too old to be scared. He's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Do your worst.
So I've been teasing Mark a little bit, and just anytime he's talking about, because he's in the process of buying one of these.
I see.
And every time he's like, "Yeah, I can't wait to get it." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Yeah, but does it have an edge like this though?"
With a diamond stone and a couple minutes worth of work, I'm sure he could make it happen. And by couple minutes worth of work, I do mean like probably an hour or two. Just getting the new bevel set.
Easily.
Well, those extra coarse easy lap stones are pretty effective.
Oh, absolutely. M4
Yeah.
is just a monster.
The 80 grit doesn't mess around on the easy lap stuff because I think it's 80
for the extra course. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
It might as well just be a brick.
Yeah.
Just give me a giant diamond I can rub against it.
M4 would wear down a brick too much.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It would be dished and like aggressively.
Mm-hmm.
Wear through it in like 2 sharpenings.
In diddly. 1 minute, Paul.
All right. Well, in that case, I guess, Joe, I did send you 2 other photos of some creepy old homestead that I took pictures of just in case we needed to fill some time.
Well, I thought you were going to say creepy old hobo and then take more pictures of me with processing our animal.
I did get a really good one of you while you're like crouching down towards it. And everybody that I've shown it to has said, "Why is he creeping up on that deer?"
You know why.
Yeah, that's what I said. But yeah, creepy old homestead through some trees. Adds some spook. I should flip, like do it black, turn it black and white, and then do an inversion on it.
Oh God, yeah.
Like,
on that first picture in particular. Yeah.
Getting kind of the front of the house, yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of neat. It's all green and shit.
And all right, it's 7:30, Paul.
All right, I'm done. Gucci.
I will stop talking.
Yep. I don't need to talk anymore.
No, it's all over now.
Yep.
You can't tell me to stop talking.
Well.
I mean, I can. It doesn't mean you have to stop. But get Grimm's mode.
It's not the rules we agreed to.
Oh.
Rules?
Trial by combat?
Yeah, sure.
Sweet combat. And by sweet combat, I mean bodacious.
Bodacious combat?
Bodacious combat?
Bodacious?
Yeah.
I mean, riding that bull was kind of like combat.
Wow.
I say, having never ridden a bull.
I was going to say. Yeah, you hung up your spurs a while back, did you, Paul?
So far back, man?
Yeah, not those kind of Spurs. It's
We're
Bone
not
Spurs, it's fine.
we're not running that kind of show. Uh, Dennis, do you have some specs on the Bodacious for us?
I do have some specs on the Bodacious. Overall, 8.25. Blade length is 3.6. Blade thickness 3.2. G10 handle S30V 4.4 ounces. Made in the good old US of A. That's it. Boom.
The
And
old USA.
how similar is this knife in specs? Do you know offhand to the Shaman?
Well, as a matter of fact, I have the Shaman specs sitting in a tab right next to it, sir.
That's
Fantastic,
convenient.
excellent.
So
Did you plan this, guys?
The overall length of 8.27 on a Bodacious, the overall length of 8.25 on a Shaman. Blade length on a Shaman is 3.58 versus the 3.63. Weight 4.4 ounces on a Bodacious versus a 5.2. There's your difference.
Mm-hmm.
But also minor. Blade thickness on a Shaman is 3.7 mils versus a Bodacious, which is 3.2 mils. Half a milsies.
We're
Half a
also
milsy.
looking at a difference of a. Oh no, sorry. It is still a saber grind. That transition line is just hard to see in this picture, but yeah, some minor differences.
The remaining blade that's not sharpened on that Bodacious is kind of atrocious.
Not sharpened.
You-
Oh, next to the
Yeah.
kind of the heel. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
mean the spot where there should be a finger choil, but that
the-
makes it a Shaman?
No, just the spot that actually should be blade that they didn't sharpen.
Oh, that spot too. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Well, you know
there
what
should be
would
a sharpening choil.
you know what would fix that? Some sort
drill.
of choil. Yeah.
A drill bit,
Either a
Well,
sharpening or a finger choil.
to give you
Dremel.
Spyderco doesn't
Spyderco,
believe in sharpening choils.
they
Suck it up,
normally
princess.
Oh, clearly.
put their edges right up close.
Yeah, as
So
they should.
now that being said, this is a Taiwan, and I've sharpened this enough times to not know whether that was actually from factory or not. Do I have
What
any
was
others?
that?
That was a Delica.
Okay.
For some reason, the Ulais has a sharpening choil. So I don't know. Spyderco likes to experiment and be inconsistent, which is part of why I love them. But also, like, come on, guys,
Some consistency.
just a little bits.
Well, it's usually not so bad, which is part of the reason why I pointed out. We should also say hello to Stanson 357 and Ground Fog in chat.
Hey,
What
hey.
up, y'all? What you carrying?
There we go.
M16 Deadbolt. That's what he's carrying. Keep on, man. Come on.
Ha.
Ground fog. Not sure. He's open. He's unarmed. He's just letting us know with the emojis.
So they sharpen further back on one side than they do the other. Not by much. But you can actually see the difference in the angle. I don't
Is
think...
it weird that also bothers me?
It's okay. They let Bark River finish it. It's fine.
Hey.
Yeah.
How dare you be accurate, sir?
Look, that's not the kind of accuracy I want
Don't
here.
make me pull out my Bark River. Like, I think I have enough that I'm allowed to say it.
I've supported that company enough.
They got my money.
Time to shit on them. Yeah.
Misshaped choil or not, sir.
Yeah.
I got your pledge grant right here, and by that I mean sometimes they don't.
It's over there.
Yeah, it's someone else has got it.
It's on that knife over there.
That ball is in a different court, in a different sport. Don't worry about it.
Joe's a poet and he didn't even know it.
All right. Thoughts, feelings, friends, enemies?
Frenemies?
Got some size.
I don't think this knife's a frenemy. I think
I got a relevant size comparison with the Dragonfly here. May as well throw that up quick.
good times.
Do I have a picture that's...
It's not home of the burnished steel infinite. It just rents.
And there's also a Para 2 and a Military 2 for other somewhat similarly sized knives. And a couple Benchmade Adomises, multiples, large and small.
A domicile.
Adom. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, you shouldn't. You shouldn't feel good about it. I don't.
Yeah.
So that's interesting with the full-sized a domicile.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Being that it actually looks like it's a hint bigger than the Bodacious.
Just a little bit. Yeah. It's not it's not the Indela to the but it's close.
Jacob still S30Y, because the Shaman's S30 and they can get away with it. So if they can get away with it on the Shaman,
so you say can get away with it. S30V is a pretty good steel, and it's not something I would be unhappy with this design.
Yeah, for this price point though, like, come
on. I mean, S30V is no less expensive to produce and machine than other steels in that price point.
So is this knife harder to machine than, say, a standard PM2 with S45?
That's what was going to be my question.
S45 supposedly is going to be a little bit easier to machine, but technically you should be doing that prior to heat treat. So,
Jacob, cheers. Way to read my mind with the S45 train.
It would be nice to see it in S45, but they are prioritizing edge holding with this.
But by doing this, they can release that later and make money.
Charge more money.
There is that.
Paul beat me to saying those words. Is this way, when they come up with other ones, they can charge you more money, you see.
What I'm a little irritated with is that they didn't start releasing these models more with Spy 27. Again, you got this exclusive steel that is supposed to be like made specifically to what you want, and you see it in Para 2s and natives and a bunch of other things. But there hasn't been a product yet that's come out and be like, oh, the first steel that it's available in is Spyderco's exclusive steel. Maybe that's just a gamble they're not willing to do right now, but...
Well, they did it with the Para 3 came out. No, it didn't. It was BD1N. Never mind.
What you talking about?
Nope, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I think that's it. They're going to put, if they're paying a premium for their exclusive steel, they're going to put it in models they know they can move and make money on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it also it's not like more expensive than other steels in their lineup. I'm pretty sure they get it. It seems to be a much more reasonable price than some of them. Even like the S45 version. I'm pretty sure the Para 2 in Spy 27 comes in under. I could be wrong. I'm not basing it. I didn't do any research on this. But I feel I
have no facts to back my information up.
I was looking at the Mannix recently because I was saying that I wanted to modify a Mannix and do some Flytanium stuff to it.
Right.
And I was specifically looking at the Spy 27 option because it's a steel that I don't have.
Yeah.
And the price point seemed to be particularly good.
So the Mannix is a weird beast, though, when it comes to price points, and by that I mean none of them make sense with the Mannix.
That's right.
You can get S110 lightweights for $160 or whatever. Like, it's, yeah, but they're lightweights. But then a lightweight with a G10 is more expensive than an S30 version. So,
Mannix.
but the S30 version of a Mannix is not nearly as expensive as a Bodacious. So,
$216 for a Mannix 2 with S30V, and then Spy 27 is $240. That at least makes a little bit of sense in my head, just because Spyderco would have to order probably a lower volume of a specialty steel, exclusivity contract, and all that. Okay, fine.
But Bodacious versus Mannix.
But I wasn't going to go with the S30
price
version.
Points, like,
oh, Bodacious versus Mannix. Yeah. What is the there, I can look
three for the Bodacious?
Bodacious.
I guess the one thing I didn't say, 350.
350, yeah.
Yeah.
What's a Shaman right now?
360.
Ah, I see.
So we talk about 3D machining, upping the price point on things so much, and it raises the cost because we got to 3D machine the G10 or the carbon fiber or the blah blah blah. $10, sir. $10 is how much difference?
Still more.
And
I'm pretty.
I
I'm sorry.
think that the big thing for me is that, like, whether you want to say the 3D machining is actually the price of it, that just means that the Bodacious shouldn't be at a 350 price point. And when you look at
Yeah.
a Manix and a PM2 and a blah blah blah, everything tells me that this knife should not be at a 350 price point. This
Yeah.
should
Well,
be at a 350 price point if Bob Terzola designed it and they called it a Starmate. And then you could get away with it because it would still only be VG10 and $360. But it's not. It's not any of
well,
those things.
if it was designed by somebody outside of the company, at least you could be like, oh, well, he's got a good contract and he's
Premium.
making some
Yeah.
money. Yeah.
You get some bank, you get some royalties, you get some something something on the side, Sinkovichis, whatever, right? So yeah.
Does that work? Yeah. So the for a paramilitary 2 and Spy 27 is 290. Standard version is 265. You are paying $100 more, just about, for a shaman. $90 more for a bodacious. Yeah.
Riddle me that, Batman. Riddle me that.
It's not like the shaman hasn't been popular, but the sheer variations of the paramilitary, they probably sell way more para twos than they ever have of shamans.
Um,
Even ignoring repeat sales to the same customer, just with different variations over and over, because people go on collectathons. But
even just OG, I still think the PM2 wins. I mean,
yeah.
the Shaman has had a glory day for the last couple years, but I still think the PM2 still outshines the Shaman in sales, right? Like,
And I think that makes sense given the design. Because even though this isn't quite as beefy feeling as the shaman, it's still pretty tanky as far as Spydercos go.
yeah, I mean, 3.2 mils. What's the PM2 in blade thickness? Just out of curiosity.
Tech specs, blade thickness, 3.7 mils, but there is a really heavy distal taper on it. Whereas, you know what? Let me go back to the camera here just to show that off.
But again, if you're talking about raw costs of materials and blah blah blah, it's 3.7. The Bodacious is
Kind of see how that tapers out on the military here, and then the shaman
But do you think they're buying
does taper a
a
little.
steel that's a half mil difference, or do you think they're just grinding it down from?
They're probably lapping it to
Yeah.
thickness. With that minor of a change, I doubt they're buying it at a different stock.
That's why I figured I would ask, because that's kind of
well,
where I.
depends on the quantity of what they're producing, I suppose, right?
Yeah. Well, how much S30V does Spyderco use in their lineup? Like, if you look at all the models they make and sort by steel type, S30V is still up there. Like,
Yeah, for sure it
they
is.
use a ton of it, and I think they've had
But
enough
if you look
time.
at
Sorry,
those different variations, I bet you're starting to notice some similarities, like 3.7s and 3.2s and 2.5s on some of the smaller ones, and like on a Sage model or whatever type of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if that blade thickness does have some parallels, blade or like model to model, then they might just buy the quantity in, even though it is only a half mil. If they have 6 variations all with that requirement, rather than lapping it all down, right?
Yeah, 100%. Buying it in at and like outsourcing that flattening to trying to keep some costs down. I could understand it. Steel backspacer. I don't know if that was explicitly mentioned, but there aren't.
No.
Yeah, there aren't many compression lock Spydercos that have a full steel backspacer. Usually, there's just like a little tube for the lanyard or some such. But I guess maybe to keep the design language similar to the native, which doesn't have as much of a resemblance to the Bodacious as it does to the Shaman, but they also have the steel backspacers because of the backlock. Just some hand shots here.
I will say the fit and finish on that backspacer compared to even your native as you're holding it there.
Oh, well, this is definitely shelved. They intentionally let it sit inside the handle. I haven't taken calipers to it to see if it's a consistent curvature, but it definitely does reduce the surface finishing required.
I don't know.
It looks a
It's
little off towards the back end
like
there, but
intentionally shelved, but why?
Well, if it was going to be intentionally shelved, I kind of wish they had gone in and put in just a hint more effort and done something like this, where at least there's some interesting texture going on, something a little bit more dynamic looking. Anyway,
Yeah, that's not a great look, in my opinion. I like it better, like you said, on the native.
yeah.
But the one thing I will say, the internal, as you were flipping around that Bodacious, the internal skeletonizing.
Oh, it's pretty substantial. Actually, the liners are identical to the Shaman liners. So in here, you can see it from the reflection of the table even. Some larger holes on one side and then some smaller ones on the liner, on the locking side, rather.
And the fact that they do the smaller holes all the way up.
Yeah. Get a little bit
Kind
of
of
that in
nice,
there.
because you see a lot of companies where they only do the small or the big holes after the lock engagement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't
So-
a poorly designed knife. Like, I think the execution is on point to a well. There's one or two small
To a
hiccups.
point.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I heard myself saying it. There's small things like this domed top of the pin that's thankfully not screwed in position. Benchmade.
Go on.
Yeah, so it's not exactly even the way it's sitting. And normally I would say, doesn't really matter, don't really care. But at this price point, like nearly $400, I kind of care. I kind
Yeah,
of really care.
the reason that you say, man, I don't really care is usually you're looking at a buck knife worth $75 when you see that shit, right?
Well,
Like it's yeah.
I don't mind domed pins even on more expensive knives. Like shit, they have them on the. I don't know if the military 2 still has it, but the like the stop pin on the military here corroded as shit on one side here, but they're even.
Yeah. You don't see I don't see a
There's no shelf, and it
yeah.
even on their Japanese, their older stuff where they don't allow disassembly. Those rivets are set pretty evenly. So
are they uneven from one side to the other, or are you just talking about the fact that they stick out
no.
from the edge?
They're uneven. So the actual height above the G10 here.
Yeah.
So that stem basically here.
Oh yeah, it's like double.
Yeah.
Maybe even more on the one side.
And normally, if there were more, this isn't exactly catching on my finger, but it is there, and there is some resistance. This, my hand just slides right over it.
Yeah,
and that's just a fit and finish issue. It's not really a functionality issue, but it's like, again, $400. That's the other thing. $400 and you're gonna give me fucking flat slab G10. Like, no.
Yeah, that's where I'm gonna complain.
So,
I mean, you're paying that much money for 3D rounding machining on a Shaman,
look,
and they are like, yeah, basically the same price.
but look, if you wanted a skinny shaman,
okay, so
it's cheaper.
When it comes to matters of taste, I can see that there's room for argument for flat pack handles like this instead of some sort of contouring. But when we're talking about like a $10 difference between this and a Shaman, and most of that's going to come down to the contouring, like just charge me the $10-15.
What I'm suggesting though is that people are buying Shamans and putting flat pack handles on it, aftermarket scales that are skinny mod, aftermarket scales that are completely flat, no contouring to it.
Sure.
What's the cost on those scales plus the knife?
100%.
And now you can buy it from us, and it's cheaper than the original knife even. And it's
slightly cheaper than the original knife, and you don't have to spend an extra $100 skinnying it out.
Yep.
So that's where their thought process was. 100%, Paul. 100% was.
And it feels like a deal now, if that's what you're planning on doing.
They got you because now you don't have to spend the money to slim this some bitch out to put it in your pocket.
And
they're not 100% one-to-one. There is more contouring on this handle as far as like the lump in the middle compared to the skinny mod handles.
But it's lump.
But here's the thing: you keep saying skinny mod. I don't have a shaman here, and I wish I had taken a picture of the handle thicknesses side by side. There's barely a millimeter difference in terms
When
of
I'm saying
overall thickness.
when I'm saying skinny, I mean
You
from
mean this way?
from
Okay. I see.
from like lock interface to handle.
Okay.
Like
From the so I understand from this section
this way.
here to here. Yeah. I think that's a bullshit argument. I think that if people want to have a skinny knife, that's fine. But if you're going to charge that kind of money for it, you should still be offering some contouring, not this bullshit chamfering.
I'm not saying I agree with it.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm saying
I follow your
That was
thought
their
process.
business strategy for sure. 100% that's what their business strategy was. Is you can get it without spending the extra mod money. It's that
and
sweet,
we
sweet
can ask for a
mod
little
money.
extra.
Yeah,
because of it.
For a company that used to be very supportive of the secondary market community, I'm not saying they're not now. It's just, come on.
We're being asked if it's in bald eagle dollars or beaver bucks. Technically
Basically-
both.
Yeah, I was gonna say basically both. Yeah.
Yeah.
CuttingEdgeCutleryCo.com. Competitive pricing.
Yeah.
Those
Well,
things.
yeah, like if you look at Spyderco's pricing, it's usually roughly what it's going to cost in Canada, but with the expectation that if you bought that knife in the US, it's probably going to be a fair jump lower in price than the MSRP on Spyderco's website.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
they want to push you to buy it from.
A Bodacious is currently running for $339.99 on CuttingEdgeCutleryCo.com's website
Sure
There you
is.
go.
in
Perfect
the
To it.
polar
example.
bear dollars. Yeah. So actually $10 cheaper than US price.
Yeah. Which, again, they're probably not paying that at the retailer, but that's what
No.
Spyderco's intention is to push you to retailers like the Cutting Edge and places like that. If
There
they
is
don't have
no
to
other
fill-
places like that, Paul.
You got me there. We are pretty great.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
Good shit.
Anyway.
I mean, I like what I do.
So, and here's the other thing as well. There are other places like Blade HQ. So if you're in the States, you could order the Spyderco there, and you could get it for $262.50 American.
What's that converted to CAD? Just out of curiosity.
$262.50.
$339.
That's what I'm wondering. I imagine
Yeah.
it probably is somewhere around there.
$365.
Okay.
$365
So-
Canadian. Yeah, I was gonna say like our price, $339.99 on Cutting Edge is $245.29.
Good for
USD.
us.
Yeah, so you're going to get the knife about that price if you're going with an authorized retailer. Because Spyderco, look, I'm gonna bitch more about that handle, but they're a decent company to work with as far as supporting retailers goes. And that honestly, pinch of salt, get the knife in hand. Again, there is room for argument for some people just vastly prefer flat handles for whatever reason, whether it's because it's easier for them to control and grip and whatever. Okay, fine. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong if you have a preference. I'll think it, but
Maybe I just don't want it to be so bulbousy in my pocket.
well, it doesn't have to be bulbousy. You could also do something like they did on the Native 5 with the carbon fiber and just gently contour one side of the handle. You don't even
Some
have
gentle
to,
doming.
dude. You don't even have to contour the whole thing. You could leave it thick at the back. You just give it a little taper at the front. Come on.
No, but when
a
I'm
bit.
holding and I own that knife, I know what you're saying. I
It's
know what
comfy.
you're saying.
It's comfy.
But it's not as comfy as a shaman.
The Native
The
5.
roundies, the roundies on the
Oh, yeah.
shaman is nice. It's nice.
No, I'm just saying they don't have to go that far even. I just feel like some effort rather than just water jet the scales, clean up the profile, chamfer, done. I feel like they could have gone a little bit farther. Again, the asking price, just a little bit further.
Well, I told you, Bob Druzzola.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know
I
why
mean,
he's getting the blame, but
God rest his soul. He's not dead.
I was
You had me worried for a second. Like,
Yeah.
did I miss a social media post? I follow him on
Nice. Follow him on Instagram.
this just in.
No, he's doing okay. He's doing okay.
Okay, that's
He's
good.
making bank.
Good for him.
See what his royalty goes for nowadays on any of his designs? Come on.
mm,
He's got a tweezer that'll sell for $100. What do you think that's about?
listen,
Hey, it's because suckers like us will buy them for our friends because we think
yeah,
it's funny.
he makes bank, dude.
they're still in my bag. I love them. Okay,
That's
well,
the important part.
honestly, outside of the small pin thing and the sharpening towards the heel of the blade, I can't
And
really
the
see.
price.
Well, no, not even that. I was just thinking, as far as execution goes, I don't have really too many complaints about this guy. If you guys had anything else to throw in about that,
No, it's just a Shaman Slim. It's a Shaman Slim. How much dollars? The same amount of dollars. Take your pick.
do you like Choil's son? No. Well, here's a here's another option for you.
What was it? You were saying something recently, Joe, or maybe you even said it tonight, that the liners are completely interchangeable.
Yes.
Wasn't it Metal Complex that like literally swapped the blades and it's like, yeah, they're 100% swappable?
Yep. No idea why you would want to do that. But you can. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you would have the weird handle choil versus no choiled blade, or finger choil with no space for the finger.
Yeah, you'd have like half a finger choil to work with if you move the shaman blade to the bodacious handle. It's like that doesn't help anyone.
Okay, but here's the thing, though. I just thought about it. If you move the Shaman blade onto a bodacious handle and then drilled a spring like smock style hole in the side of it, you'd already have the cutout
For lefties.
from the Shaman. I don't care about you. I'm just saying.
What are you talking about drilling holes? There's no room for that. What are you talking about?
Like a smock? You take the Shaman blade, it's already got the cutout smock styles, where you have the compression button.
Yeah, where am I drilling holes for buttons? I'm so confused.
In the handle.
What?
Like a smock. But then you got to have the cutout for where the button rests, like a smock.
But the button would have to be on this side. So where am I drilling that hole?
Right through the handle. So it interfaces with the
Here?
compression lock on the inside.
So I'm just widening out that gap? Or in this hypothetical, am I getting all new, like complete, like full scale, and then drilling
I guess
a hole?
I didn't realize that cutout was as deep as it goes, but I don't know if you could actually put a hole in there without.
I don't know. It'd be
so
iffy.
You gotta fill that in with something and then drill a hole.
JB Weld to the rescue.
You need the cutout. No. Oh, some resin, some epoxy, some C-Tech, just a little cutout, a little crescent moon right up in there.
Just
and then
imagine how strong that detent would be.
Oh God!
Just a hole through the blade.
I wouldn't be opposed to more of smocky nonsense on compression locks. I think that's something that needs to happen more. But yeah.
A smockening.
Yes.
So just drill the hole there where he put it.
Yeah, see, what's the big problem? They put it in that one, no problem. Speaking of which,
the liners are reversed.
You want to smock again?
Like, what do you mean again?
Or didn't you like say goodbye to a smock a while back?
No, I don't think so.
I said hello to a smock.
I thought you said hello to his smock.
No. There was talk, I think, at one point about it, and then I just bought the one on the shelf because he ruined it.
There was some smock talk?
Yeah. Because he broke it.
Because he developed some lock rock?
Yeah.
Lock rock?
With some smock talk?
A little smock talk. He made his detent stronger.
I'm going to get Leonard Nimoy up in here.
The detent was weak as shit on the first runs. The new ones are fine. The new ones are great, actually. I'm not salty at all. Not even a little bit.
I'm just salty about the fact that I don't have the new pivot.
The new pivot is pretty sweet.
And it makes me want to spend just as much money as I spent on the smock in the first place to get replacement handle scales.
Infinite
to
saying,
feel better on my inside.
IRC, there's a company that makes a little doodad that clips onto the compression lock like a button. Yes, I've seen those, and I think we even talked about them on the channel at one point.
It doesn't clip on. You glue it on.
Well, you glue it, but yeah. I don't know.
But like hot glue or like super glue?
It depends on how real you want to get.
Yeah. Hot glue until you're sure you like it. and then redo it with
crazy.
super
I think
glue.
it comes with a little tube of crazy glue, if I remember correctly.
Jesus. I'm not okay with that.
No, it's fine. Just do it to your PM2. I mean, not my PM2 because I don't own a PM2, but your PM2. I mean, you already kind of fucked it up. So
How so? I made it better. It's all shiny and shit.
yeah,
Unless we're talking about my sharpening of it.
sure. Let's say
did-
that.
I lost a little of the tip. It's fine. The tip is very, very thin.
Yeah, it
It's
sure
okay.
is.
You like to throw your knives 3 floors down into gravel, so we all know how that works out.
That's not what happened. I sharpened it off. Thank you very much.
That's my own doing.
Yeah, I used the sharp maker and I didn't follow the instructions where they tell you to finish while still on the blade on the stone. You don't slide off because if you run across the stone over time, it'll nub your tip.
Oh, it'll get nubbly, all right.
And I nubbed my tip.
Heh.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
They should. Oh, where did that go? Yeah, they should have had the Bodacious come out with handle scales with this texture. This needs to make a comeback.
It does need to make a comeback. I miss seeing it on things like that nonsense in my PPT.
Yeah, I was gonna say your PPT has it as well.
Yeah.
That kind of rock scale. I don't know why that fell out of popularity. It's such a nice way to put a good texture and a good appearance on G10. But
So, final thoughts, feelings?
I feel like I have a final thought. Jacob's final thought is money signs.
Yeah, I feel like I could get over the flat pack handles because I've done it before for Spydercos.
I've done it for less.
I've done it for less, but that's it. I've done it for less money. I'll get over it. Yeah, I don't know.
I'll be honest. If I was gonna buy this or the shaman, I'd buy the shaman myself.
But it's $10 more, and then you got to buy scales for it to make it better.
No, I don't. It's got great scales on it.
Or you could just wait until you get the Spy 27 one.
Yeah.
For a shaman, because that was a reveal.
Exactly. Or I could wait until they do a sprint run at some point in carbon fiber, because I'm sure that'll happen at some
Carbon
point.
fiber S90V. Yeah, you know that combination is going to come down the track at some point.
They've done it, haven't they?
For the Bodacious?
No, for the shaman.
Yeah, they did a while back though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. You missed out.
Yeah.
We all missed out.
Well, and
yeah, you say that like I want a compression lock. Jesus.
Yeah, you do. You're just in denial.
Why am I still on this channel?
Have you tried not being left-handed?
Have you tried being right for once?
Yeah.
Get it?
Didn't work. Didn't work. I tried.
I was
wrong.
The nuns did.
Wrong. It didn't work at all.
That conversion therapy in school didn't
I
work.
was gonna say the nuns weren't hitting you hard enough.
Yeah. Day to day. So, scores.
This is purely personal opinion, but I'm like really tepid on this design. I'd take a shaman over it any day.
It's not just your opinion on this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably give this.
Would be room temperature coffee? Is that like the conversation we had pre-airing? Is that what's in the cover?
I don't know if it's that bad. But a 3.5, because I think I would give a shaman a 7.
For enthusiasm?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a good knife design, but it's not a 9 or a 10 because even though it's a great knife, I haven't bought one.
How many bald eagles are we talking here? Like, your score's not out of 10. Come on.
What's
like,
the
Jesus
conversion?
Christ, Paul, you're better than this.
It's 3.5 eagle beaks, okay?
That's.
I would like 1 eagle beak.
But that means it's only 3.39 polar eagle beaks.
Polar eagle beaks. That sounds terrifying.
Uh,
Thank you.
Oh, polar eagle beak.
So
That seems like a really bad villain's name in a really bad novel.
I'd read that novel. I'd be shaking my head the whole time, but I'd read it.
I'd make Joe read it. It's fine.
Polar evil beaks.
Look here, you need to
You
read this for
read this
work for some
book.
reason. Fuck.
Oh, that's terrible.
I just
I
don't.
mean,
I
the
just-
only right score to give this knife is Tough Hedeman's nose. I score it 1 Tough Hedeman nose.
Who the hell is Tough Hedeman?
Yeah, could you please
guys
give some kind
just
of
don't know.
fucking reference?
Is he
here?
a bull rider by any chance?
He's the bull rider that like Bodacious got famous for crushing his face and
Okay.
then stomping on him a whole bunch after he crushed his face.
Well,
Good for the bull.
I mean, isn't
Good for the
one
bull.
of
Well,
the
I mean, Tough Hedeman ended up becoming, bull rider Hall of Fame. He did okay for himself, but sans nose. So,
No.
like, if you look at a
I
picture of him, you're like, that man doesn't have a nose.
I don't like the idea that somebody got hurt, but isn't part of the
Then you
sport?
don't like Bodacious, sir, because he
But
wasn't exclusively the man that there was many broken bones.
Oh,
Like he was
I
only
know.
He was only ridden a handful of times, right?
I
Like,
remember Bodacious from back in the day. I'm pretty sure I watched that guy smash his face in live.
I also watched his face smash live.
Yeah,
with my father.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
It was bonding. That's how you don't have a nose anymore, son. Good to
Isn't-
know. I'll keep that in mind.
Isn't part of the sport, like, don't they tie up their nuts to inflict a little bit of pain to make them a little more ornery?
It's generally not seen as a good practice, generally speaking. So, yeah, I'm sure.
I'm
I think
pretty
that's
sure
a 9 to
that's
5 type of thing. It might not happen during the rodeo, but I honestly don't know. I'm not sure the ins and
Yeah.
outs of animal cruelty when it comes to bull riding.
I know it's had a shit reputation for a long time. I don't know how much of that's changed, so I'm not going to make any broad sweeping. But
I'm being asked if I'm asking because I want the job or not in chat, so that's nice.
Brett Skinner, thanks for joining us. What are you carrying? Caught a little late to the Bodacious show. It's Bodacious. You got to put up a picture of Tuff. Tuff, by the way. Hedeman, Hede. Yeah. Then you'll know where his nose went. You're like, oh, Spyderco's got it now.
Yeah, I mean, there's kind of a nose there.
You know what? I appear to be completely wrong on that. I'm going to take all of that comment back. Apparently, bulls have an inherent fear of unfamiliar objects, situations, smells, sudden movements, and noise. So you put them in a chute and you zap them in the butt once or twice with a cattle prod to get them moving into that chute, into an arena that's screaming and yelling, and the bull freaks out.
They just want to chew your face off, but they're herbivores. It's like if you made a grizzly bear a vegetarian.
I'm not saying
and
that
then really pissed it off,
and then jumped on the back of it.
I'm not saying that is good to do to bulls
or grizzly bears, for that matter.
For sure.
Look,
but it's inherently got to be better than what I thought it was.
Yeah, you were more cruel in your head than in real life, Paul.
That's
it's a trend.
Probably better.
It's
hopefully better.
Mostly. Good tabs.
Yeah.
That sums up Bodacious review, more or less.
I think so.
Something in the hay. Yeah, I don't know.
That name is too cool for the knife.
They should have S45'd it.
Oh, easily.
They should have S45'd it. They should have hologround it, and then I might have been interested.
S45 it or Spy 27 it. Either one I would have been happy with.
I can get the holo grind. I don't need to get the holo grind.
Nah, but Spyderco does such a nice job with their holos.
They
Maybe they
are
would have
good.
got the sharpening choil proper.
They might have not fucked it up.
With the hollow. So
Yeah. Here's another irrelevant size comparison. Well, we have it here.
Do they do the hollows by hand, or is it a machine that does those?
By hand? Oh, no. No. Almost
Yeah.
guaranteed machine.
That's what I thought.
I highly doubt they're doing shit like this by hand.
so it's a big knife. Big knife.
It's not a small knife. Yeah.
It's a fair amount of naff.
Actually, how does the delt? I know the names of my knives.
I'm just realizing that I'm sitting here stropping my man bug on stream, and what that may or may not appear like.
Don't worry about it. Wow,
That's what
it's
you're gonna tell people. Yeah.
similar cutting edge, slightly shorter handle than the Endura. Okay.
Yeah, but it gained weight. Your Endura gained weight.
Yeah, it did.
And they got a G10 handle. That's a weird looking Endura, sir.
Indeed. I don't like the way Infinite put quotes around my words.
Wow.
Don't you quote me.
Yeah.
Don't you do it.
Don't take me out of context.
Say, stropping your man bug.
I did say those words out loud.
Yeah.
That's not.
I will say, as much as I like Spyderco choils, I really like how close you can get to that edge on this handle and still have much more blade to work with. I don't think the finger choil is necessary. I do like how this feels in hand. Yeah.
So, any other side topics we need to dabble on?
I don't think so.
Nay.
Well, ZT released a fixed blade.
Did they?
And an auto.
I wanted to blow
fixed blade?
I wanted to blow raspberry into the mic, but I figured that'd be rude for our listeners' ears. But
our ears can go to hell. Apparently.
I mean, they were like, we saw how good Cold Steel's new fixed blade did, so we figured we would up them and make the same knife but American made with 3V and charge more money, and see if it worked out for us any better. And I'm not saying it's the same knife, because it's not the same knife. I mean, Cold Steel made in Ontario, and these guys made something else.
What Cold Steel knife are we talking about right now?
They made a micarta handled S35 bushcraft knife.
Did they?
Yeah.
I'm sure if we saw it, we'd remember.
3 or 4 months ago. It didn't get any hype because it didn't get any hype.
Indeed.
And I'm not saying that ZT was like, hey, we can make that more ZT or.
Do you remember what the name of that knife was, Dennis? The Cold Steel?
Oh.
Can I view more? No? Okay.
I'll find it. Don't you worry about that. Oh, it's super new. You can tell. There it is. It's called the Republic.
Oh, right. Yes.
Like banana?
Kind of. But not like hammocks.
That is an Ontario knife.
I said. They made it in Ontario. And then ZT was like, we'll make our Ontario better.
Wow.
And then they bananaed it.
They're not afraid to, if a company goes out of business, just be like, hey, we're going to make one of them.
I think this came up before all the news came out about them. I'm not sure.
They didn't make that too. That's fair.
It was 50-50, Joe, I think.
The old Thunder Cougar Falcon Bird.
So, yeah.
But ZT release, you say, yeah, it's not a bad looking knife, but
What's the sheath with?
It's
Oh.
actually kind of neat. It's a half stitch, half rivet solution, with a belt loop that comes off like a tech lock. The strap is still connected to the back of the sheath, so even if you take off kind of the mounting loop, that snap will still be there. As far as I can tell, there's no Kydex or
Wow.
plastic insert or anything to like snap retention.
Well, you see how thick that effing spacer is. As far as you're not going to cut through it anytime soon. Like I said, they
No.
made it in Ontario. ZTE or
Can
even the
I?
sheath has some Ontario
It
vibes.
looks like a Kydex sheath made of leather. Is that a weird thing to say?
No, that's basically
Feels like a
what
weird
it
thing to
is.
say.
That's
Yeah.
pretty much exactly what it is. I've got a video playing here. It should go through just fine to YouTube, but yeah.
Are you saying they skin masked their leather sheath? Is that what you're saying?
You know, when you say it out loud like that, don't.
I was gonna say when
Don't
you
do
say it
it.
out loud like that, I kind of wish you wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's too late. You've gone too far. Now you got to listen to this guy.
Well, that's a shame.
As punishment, you got to listen to this jackass from ZT.
Oh no, I muted the site. We're not listening to shit. I just wanted to see the belt attachments. Okay, yeah. So we'll rivet, and then there's some screws you can use to take it off. Oh, they got diagrams. They got diagrams. Yeah, so you can see kind of a blown apart image there.
Paul, are you stropping your man bug again?
I am.
Oh, hey, how are you doing?
I am indeed.
Figured you bent down there off stream. It's only one solution.
I have 6 layers of strop. Layers, you see, layers.
Yeah, layer seems like
Do
an
you have
odd
to
choice of words for that.
uncover one layer? Do you have to like use it up before
Like
you
an
like
onion.
reveal the next layer?
No,
Like an onion?
no.
Someone
Ogres are
needs
like
to make
onions.
someone needs to make a layered strop like that, where the amount of compounds you need is exactly the amount that you need to get to the next compound, to get to the next compound, to get to the final compound, and then it's just a muddy slurry of compound by the time you get to the fourth compound.
Yeah,
And really,
it's just a
you're
mess
really just using the coarsest compound mixed in.
with the finest.
Oh,
yeah.
dude,
That's exactly.
that's normally what I do. I'm actually taking this one through all the layers, all the levels, because
Side topic:
it seems to like it.
how do you guys like to sharpen your knives? Like, what kind of edges do you like to end up with? I don't know if we've actually explicitly talked about that on the channel.
Sharp ones.
Sure.
Sharp ones is the answer.
Yeah. I like the words that came out of Dennis's mouth. I like those things. I achieve them sometimes.
Fine then. Keep your secrets.
I don't have a specific like polish or anything like that. I will take with a sharpening stone up to usually fine from the triangle sharp maker.
Mm-hmm. Not the ultrafine.
I don't do everything with the ultrafine. If it's a steel that performs well with it, I will.
Yeah.
But I have found it seems like if I do that or I just go to stropping, there's not a huge amount of difference.
Right.
I can just skip that step and go straight to, especially if I'm doing it for like a resharpening. In that situation, I'm going to go until I'm like, it's screaming sharp.
I
And
feel
that's usually off the first level of the first coarseness of stropping compound.
okay. Yeah. For myself, unless it's a fixed blade, pretty much all my folders get the same treatment regardless of steel. I
Which
think
is?
Spyderco's diamond on their double stuff is something like a 1000. It's somewhat similar feeling to their to Easy Lap Superfine, but not quite as nice.
Okay.
Then from there, usually just a quick touch on a ceramic stone and then a buff. Or if failing the buff, then like a leather strop with polishing paste.
For most things, it's super fine as well. Start there and then work up through the Spydercos. On the very rare occasion, the the Easy Lap sharpener that I have is a medium coarseness and a superfine. So if I feel like I really got to move some steel, if I'm changing a profile or something like that, I'll go to the medium. I don't think I have the coarse paddle.
I have an extra course if I need to. And I also have an extra fine.
Is there... What is extra coarse? What is that, 36 grit?
I don't even know what extra course
It's got
is.
3 diamonds
I'll tell you
attached
in a
to it.
second. Yeah, it's...
It costs $1 million because they're just huge
Uh,
diamonds.
Oh no, course is only 250 grit. Extra course is 150.
Okay.
Okay.
I have something that's an 80. I don't even remember what it is. I slog some shit with that.
Yeah.
I think it's a Lansky, actually. I think I have a Lansky rod that's an 80.
It's kind of neat that you can get them in the full set.
I was just gonna say, so Easy Lap actually sells the full set for $35 American. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Neat.
I'd have to look at one of those from myself.
I think so.
So ZT fixed blade, just say.
Indeed.
Yeah. It's a
What's the 3V?
3V?
Crewwear.
Crewwear. Okay. All right.
I want to say it was Crewwear.
It is Crewwear. Yeah.
What's their
Yeah,
Rockwell
look at
on
me,
it?
no thing.
63, 64.
Good for them. That's amazing.
By
And
amazing,
not a
you mean
stupid
adequate.
price point. Like compared to the 0006 or whatever.
Well, a leather sheath, nicely made. Is the sheath made in the States? I actually don't know.
Well, you'd have to ask Ontario.
All right.
They got one thing wrong with the sheath.
It's Techlock compatible?
No, that's fine.
They let lefties wear it too?
No, that's fine.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Oh, really? That's fine? Wow.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with that.
Thanks,
The
man.
belt loop is shorter than the handle. And is also too wide for me to get an S-beaner on it.
You're talking about the height of the carry. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, carry height.
I see.
Just tell me you didn't make a knife for fat guys. That's fine.
There's...
No, but you're going to put it on your bino harness.
No, that's
But
for
like
my butthole knife. Reverse. Hey man, don't call me out for putting it on the reverse. It keeps the edge away from my face when I'm pulling it out.
Yeah.
I don't want to accidentally friggin' Kill Bill myself and just spray a jet over.
Yeah, probably not a good idea.
I don't want to spray a jet all over my friends, you know?
Well, thanks, dude.
Yeah,
especially when we're hunting. In approach, dude.
Yeah.
I know we got some manly activities going on, but still,
but
like
bleeding isn't on the list.
A notch. Yeah, it's what you do with your dough after you get it home is up to you, sir.
Bleed on her,
including ritualistic suicide, apparently.
Oh. No, yeah, that's. I put it on the bino harness and I put it on and I was like, no, that needs to go the other way.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when our friend took my neck knife out of its sheath and then put it back into its sheath by clicking it into my throat?
Well, yeah, it was the best of times.
Yeah. Imagine that, but it's in my bino harness and it's got butthole on it. So, you know, it's not going to get infected or nothing.
I mean, I think I would probably laugh to say it. It's as I did when their friend clicked it into your neck. Same. It's funny. It's funny times. It's your poop knife.
That's my poop knife, apparently. Yeah, I finally have one. Look at me go.
Oh, good lord.
You're moving up in the world. So, yeah.
You think 280 is a good price for this thing?
It's not horrendous for an American-made Ontario.
It's not horrendous for a ZT. When was the last time you saw a ZT with a 2 in its number? In the first place.
When I bought it on clearance, sir.
Yeah. That slip joint, yeah. I'm not saying that the fixed blades should be much, 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 much cheaper, but maybe much cheaper.
Well, but what about the 0006, right?
Yeah.
It's like all up in the four hundos.
I don't like that either, though.
For US polar bear dollars, it's more than that because they don't give us Spyderco luxuries. They jack shit.
Ben is saying that letting drunk people play with knives around your neck is not smart. Look, it's fight or flight sometimes, and sometimes it's just, oh god, I'm going to die. Hey, I'm alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's also assuming that I also wasn't drunk, and I certainly was.
Hypothetically.
I
Mostly.
definitely.
Mostly.
There was
Come on,
another.
that was the tequila and what's it called? The pink juice. What's that stuff called?
Guava.
Yeah, tequila and guava juice
There you go.
era.
There was some drunk nights on tequila and guava.
Yeah, there sure
That's right.
was.
All right. All right.
They
Plus an
also,
auto?
yeah, I was gonna say they also came out with a Kershaw launch, except it's now 0556.
Oh, I thought it was just a ZT 545. That's now
A little of this, a
456.
little of that.
I'm
I
like,
mean,
listen, the double D10 thing.
Is it steel or titanium?
you get one guess, Paul.
I mean, it's a ZT, so I hope it's titanium.
You better fucking hope so. Yeah, it's. I'm pretty sure it's titanium
Yes.
and carbon fiber. Yeah.
How many buccarinos was that? 360? I mean,
So it's
With
2.4
the
ounces.
Magnus? With the Magnus?
2.4 ounces on a 3.35 inch blade.
liquid hot Magna.
And yeah, Magnus.
3.3 inch blade? Yeah, that's okay.
Magna
That seemed
ver
better.
Magnuson.
How many trucks can it lift up, though?
On a titanium handle, you've seen. Well, I guess the Narrows. Yeah, but it's not an auto.
I
What
mean, it sure ain't.
Yeah, it'd be cooler if it was.
The Narrows?
Yeah.
You're
I
gonna
mean, it's
you're
sitting on
gonna
a
put
shelf for $700. I probably wouldn't even bought it at that price.
Wow. Yeah.
You had nowhere to go there, do you?
No,
Damn
I
good,
was
sir.
gonna criticize that decision, but it's like, yeah, I understand.
I'm on the same page now. Yeah.
Obviously, in a hypothetical world where we were allowed those things.
Well,
Mostly.
Masley.
So the 556, you say?
Yeah. Yeah, of all the knives that they've come out with, this is certainly one of them.
Is it also in Magna Cut?
I believe
What?
it is.
This?
This guy?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Magna Cut. Yeah.
I thought I said those words.
You did.
I don't know why I was thinking all of a sudden that the 3V one was in Magna Cut as well.
It's okay because it's crewwear. So
I was gonna say it's not even.
now we're all on the same page.
No, dude, it's 3V. It's fine. They're
Man.
basically the same steel. You don't even know.
So ZTs, man. We're talking about some ZTs, man.
I've heard rumors that they're gonna sunset the entire ZT division. I don't know. I don't know about that.
You think so?
Well, they certainly don't have as many followers as they used to, and I don't mean
They
like
haven't
that.
put anything new out.
Well, they don't put anything new out, but also when they do put new stuff out, it's like it's fancy, somewhat conceptual, and not leaning into the tough, overbuilt, made for soldiers kind of stuff that they were. That was the reason the line existed in the first place. But their price
I'll
points.
say though, like with this new 0004 coming out, I mean, with crewwear on the docket and the price point that it's at, it's going to run with an anonymous. I think this blade is actually going to do okay for itself for ZT.
I think that if ZT were to focus on reasonably priced and sized fixed blades in good American-made materials, I think they would find a niche market for that. But
They
I
would
think
switch their clientele a little bit because the folders are a dying breed. They're becoming a ghost town.
that was kind of what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, because even amongst these rumors of like, oh, they're going to sunset ZT, it's like, I don't know. There's so many eyes on ZT even all these years later. So I think that would be a wasted opportunity on their part.
Well, I mean, I put up a post a while ago to be like, hey, when's the last time that ZT actually paid someone to release a design?
Well,
Yep.
and that's what I was just about to say too. Is I'm tired of ZTs. Every single new ZT that comes out has been designed by the same team, and they all look like the same knife.
But I thought there was something recently that was an Anzo that was shocked me that it was an Anzo.
I don't know.
I heard that.
I
No,
can't remember what it was,
that
but
does sound familiar, but I think that was. Are you sure that wasn't the capsule?
yeah, it could have been.
But yeah, so if you think about like the Kershaw launch series, they've really been leaning into their automatic division at Kershaw for such a long time, and they've been doing things out of like 20 CV and like hard coat aluminum and things like this. So I think I hope that they continue down this path because yeah, 280 American for a ZT fixed blade in crew wear at that size, that's not the worst thing. It's pretty
How
cool.
many times have you heard people say, "I'm surprised that the autos weren't in the ZT line"?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
launches
mean?
in general should
Yeah.
have been more so. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
ZT from the get go, and they probably would have sold better. So I wonder if maybe they go that direction.
I wonder about that. It would be pretty cool if they kind of left the nice EDC launches to Kershaw, the more designy ones to Kershaw, but then if sort of focused on the overbuilt, like brick shithouse style automatics, because there aren't that many out there outside of Microtech's. Like they haven't made their Halo series in a while, I don't think. There's Guardian
Or
Tactical,
their
I
Scarab.
think, is the other company that is coming out with like some pretty beefy OTFs.
Heretic.
Heretic knives. That was So yeah.
Isn't that's Marfayan's son? No.
Yeah. I think
Heretic?
I think that's his kid that's heading up that division.
I mean, I can't say or confirm nor deny because I'm pretty sure that speaking anything close to a conversation about that will just get you sued. But
I
yeah,
was just about to say,
Oh,
you're gonna get yourself
well.
sued.
it's
There you go.
hypothetically speaking. It's
You said too much. Hypothetically.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
haven't
shocked
said
if
enough. I haven't said enough. That's me in the corner.
That's me in the spotlight.
I'll pretend.
My religion.
I lost my religion a while ago. Anyway, it's
Awful.
so yeah, that's some ZT action going on for some hoopla to end the episode.
Yeah.
Well, that's neat.
I mean, there's one other minor thing we could hoopla.
We should hoobla.
We have a little bit of time if you want.
We should hoob the law.
The
hoob the law.
hoopla is a fat carbon 940. Because it kind of trickled out into the like, hey, we got this thing, and there wasn't much lead up to the trickle thing.
I think I even said I don't remember this knife existing until it showed up. So
is it listed on their website? I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, not easily, but
cool.
You can put it in 940 2404 and it will come up.
You got to say the whole part, Joe.
Say the part, Joe.
Yeah, what you said.
Well, God, their website's just taking a dump. Okay, here we go.
It's fine.
Like
Poker hired all of the Benchmade employees have been getting jobs somewhere else. So.
Oh, speaking of getting sued, yeah. That's actually, that's we should talk about that. But first,
I mean, Boker's website's looking pretty streamlined lately. I don't know if there's a correlation there.
Good
Sue and Adam company was looking pretty damn good.
Wanted to zoom in here, but Arctic Storm carbon fiber. So they still have the little faux bolstery. Did they do some corner rounding, or is that just the carbon fiber?
Oh yeah,
looking
there's
like
some contour.
They had some left over.
Have you not played with this, Nick?
I have not. No, I saw it was on the shelf and then got distracted doing work stuff and forgot about it. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like an excuse for not playing with toys.
Doing work.
Yeah.
Fucking guy. Hey.
Normally I make any excuse to play with a new pocket knife, but
yeah, well, that's fancy with an Omega Spring, so I know you.
Yeah, I'll just bitch the whole time.
Like, Fuck you, but 40. You're nicer than you should be.
Yeah. No, exactly. I shouldn't want you.
Now, the rounding on this stuff, damn son, you should go check that out the next time
It
you're in
does
the
feel
store.
nice.
Because you can tell.
Mm,
You can tell it's not a slab of aluminums.
that's pretty cool.
So, yeah. And Magnus. And, I mean, a Benchmade price point.
For
There is
hundo.
that.
Oh, sold out. So, go see an authorized retailer.
CuttingEdgeCutleryCo.com.
I was gonna say, I think I know a place.
No, it's too late. I got you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's also a thing.
It is. Yes. It's neat. They're back to their battle wash bullshit.
So
Well,
the
that way
way
they can cheaply DLC stuff.
Yep.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
we're on to you.
It's conversations we've had. I just like to poke bears every once in a while, or poke butterflies, as it were.
Is it Boo Boo? You poking Boo Boo?
No,
Don't be poking Boo Boo. That's how you get an infection.
Boo Boo's aight. We're going straight for Yogi. Fuck that guy.
Yogi.
You're selling under You're selling under MSRP. Speaking of illicit dealings and Benchmade, Montana Knife Company and Benchmade are having a bit of a spat right now.
I thought they were done. I thought it was just a lover's quarrel.
No,
Quarrels.
apparently it started.
Carl.
It started that way, but then Montana Knife Company pulled Benchmade's hair as they were trying to leave. They just yanked it back into the fight.
Oh, is that the fixed blade that is now a slip joint?
No,
Is that the
no.
fight?
I think
No, that one hasn't been brought up yet.
No, we haven't talked about that yet.
No.
No, I think they're still in court trying to sue Benchmade for legal damages.
Yeah, they want their lawyers paid
Oh
for.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So no idea how that's going, but
Nonsense.
I want to say NAFs. Ben had a video up talking about it in a little bit more context, but basically somebody. I don't know if it was the implication that he was headhunted or he just kind
I
of
think that was Benchmade's implication was that he was headhunted.
right. The part that I didn't catch till Paul had mentioned was that he had left with some sensitive information from the company, supposedly.
I would double check that information before we start putting that out on the internet. But
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Paul's now liable.
I'm pretty sure that was mentioned in the video that you referenced earlier
Okay.
from Ben.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I maybe just didn't catch it the first time when I was watching it.
Well, I hope that I'm, now that I'm going to get sued because of you.
Well, and it may have just been concerns. So definitely go check out the NAF's video to make sure. But
Joe's also real good at not even putting a video up when he should. So who knows? He might not even get posted.
Sweet.
I think the last video went up fine, didn't it?
No, I think you've been good for a while.
Okay. I was like, oh shit, did I break my streak? Fuck.
I'm just a dick,
Well, it's, a certain amount of dickery I live to expect,
Live to expect, yeah.
Or learn to expect.
Well,
there you go.
at least I give you a reason to live, Joe.
Yeah, that's one reason, right? Yeah. That came off a little bit more dark than I intended, but that's okay.
You like to read the daily news. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's worth getting up in the morning.
Is it?
Oh, sometimes I wonder. Yeah.
Only on days I didn't know why.
Good for a laugh.
Laugh as I start to cry. Yeah.
Especially in the burr months.
Mm-hmm.
All right, gentlemen. That's all I got.
Sirs.
You guys didn't have shit.
Nope.
No.
Just over here stropping.
No.
That's stroping, sir.
No, that sounds dirty.
You need to strope your knife.
It's a scrumpet. Or nothing.
That's a strumpet. Thank you.
Oh, thank you to
No.
never say that again.
Yeah, you scrumpet.
That was awful. Thanks.
Yeah, it's a long vowel. Everything. Just
I'm just gonna play with this knife a little bit longer here. Yeah, just play with it.
bodacious. Just a little
Yeah.
bodacious action just to finish the night out. So
Yeah.
it's all right.
If you
Fix
feel,
that pin.
yeah. Now here's the other thing too. I did notice the other one because we had two, one for another customer. The pin was perfectly fine on his. So
Oh, I see.
I don't think it's an what's the term here? Endemic. It's not a consistent issue necessarily, but
No, but those raw edges on that liner surface that are exposed is
oh, we're talking about
unappealing.
here.
I don't know. You tell me.
You tell me.
I mean, I'm
Yeah,
not saying
that right there.
yeah. You know
It took me a second.
the only part where the liner is actually exposed to the outside of the handle. Yeah, you're
Yeah, it would have taken
Oh.
3 seconds to fix it up.
It's okay. It's got Condor's fit and finish on this goddamn knife. It's
well.
fine.
I will say under this lighting, it looks especially harsh, but yeah, a little bit of polish would have been nice.
Stanson 357. Have a good night, brother.
And again, if it was meant to be an intentional thing, it's one like the stepping on the backspace, blah blah blah. But you guys consistently do nice alignments on things like your native and like other models out there. So why the choice to just not on this one?
This is
It
heavily
almost
scratched
feels
for
like-
carry and use, but I mean, you kind of get the point. The finish
The
under
Cali
it is
yeah,
beautiful.
100%.
It almost feels like
Oh,
the
here's a
part
better
came
example.
in undersized, and they were already like behind the 8-ball, so they're like, put it together.
Like the highlight on the siren type of thing, right? Like
Well,
there's
Yeah,
these knives look like they were finished on a belt to give that nice finish. You know what
and
I mean?
you kind
They're
of
look
working
at
have
the
to.
light
together.
shine against mine. Even like it's like you've got carbon fiber and G10, and when the light shines against it, it's like there's no ridge. There's no.
That's what I'm saying. I think those knives are actually being finished against a belt, and obviously the Bodacious was not.
Each
Either
individual
doesn't matter.
piece and then assembled after the fact type of yeah.
I mean, there
Yeah,
is something to be
where-
said for an added cost for hand finishing, but
Yeah, but how many passes does it take per knife to get that finish?
once you set up a jig, it shouldn't take that long. I mean, this is
Yeah.
stuff that people do by hand, right?
That's it.
And the G10,
Alright, guys.
G10 native is just as nice as these are. So I don't know.
Hopefully
Yeah.
the Fruware native is just as nice as well.
If you like the shaman and you like the shaman slim and you're like looking at a bodacious, but you're like, man, that's a big knife. Just buy a native.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the right answer.
That's probably the right answer. Me and Paul or me and Joe both own them and they're phenomenal life.
Hey, man, why you got to make me feel bad about the fact that I don't
Well,
have?
because I said your name and then I had to take it back because you're not that good. It's,
No,
Oh.
I
Oh,
I don't
look
have an
at-
S90,
got a tape all over mine. Gross.
but I'm gonna rectify that with a Crewware and my Carta one.
That's okay. That's a good choice. But yeah, for day to day, I'll take a native over a bodacious or a shaman any day of the week. And I know it's a lock back instead of a compression lock, so you lose people on that crap. But I don't know,
So's
dude.
my man bug, and it's
I mean,
great.
I like backlocks. I really, really like backlocks.
Got an extra long lanyard on it.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
An extra long. Oh, on this thing?
Are you trying
No,
to garrote someone?
Joe.
Oh,
up.
that is stupid. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of tying the diamond knot.
What's it going on?
Man bug. That was
That's my
the
man
other
bug.
end of the knife. You
Oh,
just couldn't see it
no.
because the lanyard's bigger than the knife is.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, I'm tying a diamond knot.
No.
I'm doing my standard.
I know.
The 3 snake knot and then the diamond knot. And then all the rest is gonna get cut off.
Hmm.
It's just gonna be
No, you should just keep alternating back and forth and see how big of a lanyard you can put on a man bug.
no, that's disgusting. I
No,
refuse.
it's funny. It's funny.
No,
Do it.
That's
Do it.
awful. I won't.
Mainly because I want to pull the giant lanyard out of your watch pocket, snap the knife open, walk back.
Yeah.
You know it's possible.
You know what? Something.
Chuck your knife open.
I'm saying it's my standard with just a small lanyard behind it, so I can put my pinky on it. What I do on all of these small knives, it works great.
You say it's your standard,
Yeah.
but have you thought about upping your standard?
No, because it's right there and it's delightful.
Oh, you like to set the bar low, I see.
So-
Okay.
No, it's right there.
Just
Look
pointing
how good
out,
that is. Look at that dingle dangle.
it is
Look at
dangling. It is
looking at
dangling.
that dingle dangling around.
Just wanted to point out that these are injection molded handles. So you're not putting everything together and putting it against a belt grinder. And
And that's perfect.
it's pretty goddamn flush. I mean, like maybe a tenth of a millimeter off. Like there's a tiny bit of a shelf you can kind of catch on, but
Do better.
Do more goodlier.
do better. just do a little bit better. You're close.
But they're like, but Benchmade! But Benchmade doesn't. They don't do it. Why do we have to do it? They don't do it. And you're like, yeah, you got us there. You're right. Go ahead, sell that knife for $350. You
You earned a champ.
You betcha.
Fuck.
You be the best glazzer you can be.
Are you glazing the glassers?
Oh, don't do that.
Maybe it's a demi glaze.
Mm,
As long as it's not a glizzy.
yeah, no glizzy. Glizzy demi glaze is just hot dog water.
Dude, I have to go eat dinner after this. Stop saying such horrible things to me.
Hot
All
dog
right,
water?
so thanks to the Cutting Edge Coloring Co. for bringing in the Spyderco Bodacious.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. Appreciate
Yeah.
that. Latest and greatest Spydercos. Hot to Canada.
Greatest?
Latest and
Well.
greatest.
Hot to try.
Schnoo.
It's a little late, little great.
Someone else thanks.
Come on, Spyderco.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, right. I gotta thank the weirdos on Instagram that continue to follow us. You're neat.
Weirdos on Instagram.
Oh,
Jesus
you
Christ.
weirdos.
You fucking people.
Kind of sums
Yeah.
it up, though, on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Oh, God.
Hey, we're all there, you know? There's some weird things over there.
Thanks also to everyone on Patreon, past, present, future. We appreciate everything that you guys have donated towards the channel. We did give a shout out as a big thank you. Thank you for rocking the CF Elite bug outs there. To everyone who got them. Yeah, and to those who didn't,
Christmas.
donate on Patreon. Come on, Jesus.
Christmas 2023, excuse me, actually was a thing.
Kinda.
We
Great success.
got there eventually.
Yeah, I mean, the words and the numbers weren't relevant, but we got there.
Yeah, they got their thing.
Their thing.
Yeah.
Around.
A bagoot.
So, all right.
Their bug got gouted.
We're back next week. Yeah?
I don't think we have a reason not to be. So yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, we will be.
Are we doing that thing next week?
What's this now? We talked about some things.
Yeah, the thing that we talked about.
We'll
Probably-
see.
probably
It's
have to talk about it
backburnered.
again.
I'm still having internal struggles about the whole thing.
I am so set.
Really?
Oh,
Wow.
like
Oh.
rock solid.
Dennis is gonna
Wow.
hate. Dennis is gonna hate my answers too.
Oh, I will. I
Yeah.
will. I will hate your answers. I know somewhat of what you own.
Yep.
So, Paul, are you going to just sell me your Mackinac now?
No.
Okay.
No.
You said top 3, so I figured I'd throw it out there now if it's not making the cut. I might as well try to get in on
It's-
Smash it.
That's you know what? Spoiler alert, it doesn't make the top 3.
I know it doesn't. That's why I'm trying to offer you money for it right now.
Nope.
Because, I know.
I'm not nearly
You just
down
put
and
in
out
order
enough.
how important your knives were. If I'm not here to capitalize on that shit.
Look. All I did was say the top
You
4. All
fucking
the rest of
opportunist.
them are in the 5th spot.
Everything else is number 5. Number
Yeah.
5. Number 5. Number 5.
And you're a number 5. And you're a number 5.
Pretty much all those words.
It's like if Oprah was just 4 worse.
To the number 5.
All right. back next week, guys. Thanks for joining us here. We are back again, 7:15 Mountain Standard Time on the Sundays.
Let's just be honest here. It's 7:16. Get here a minute late, you'll be right on time.
Mostly. But yeah, thanks for joining us here, guys. We'll see you again next week. I am who I am. I'm Dennis Vipers.
I am the Iron Joe.
And I'm XL.ca.
And I'm going to try to make sure that we start at 7:14 next time.
Nah.
Just to fuck with people.
Nah.
That's not gonna happen. You know it. I know it. Paul knows it.
I do know it. It's true.